Welcome guys, and thanks for tuning in. Now if you like my content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. A brief message before we start the video. I have just reached the next target on the road to 1k sub giveaways, so for your chance to be entered into the next competition, take a spin on the prize wheel and bag yourself an awesome prize. Stick around at the end of the video and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do to enter into this one's competition. For those of you that are new to the channel, please go check out some of my other videos, from lifetime monkfish catches to 4 AM dives, BSA competitions. There's plenty that you can get your teeth into and sit back and relax. Now without further ado, let's get on with the video. What's good guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in once again. So today, a bit of a spur of the moment thing. I was measuring a job in Loo and I thought I'd get in the water before the bad weather comes in. So because usually I'd go Loo or Talland, but because the dive area is off limits because the competition's in 2 days time, I'm heading to a different spot. It's about 15 minutes away from Talland. I've dived here once in the winter. Wasn't really much life back then, so I've never really come back. So it's got a small okay reef, but we're gonna give it a go, see what we can do. Viz ain't looking too bad. So yeah, we'll get out there, see what happens. I'm going to probably start looking for some lobsters or looking in holes if I don't see any fish within the first hour. Yeah, let's get out there, we'll have a little look. I did get in last week in Talland, so whilst I'm getting in the water, take you through a few of them clips from last week. Well, it is about 7 o'clock in the morning. Actually, no, it's like 7:15. Just waiting on Ben to turn up. And look at them conditions. Hey, this is why you're up this early. Apart from the fact that I've got an extra long wheelbase Sprinter and the sky looks like it does, I wanted parking, but still, this looks incredible. Oh, it looks beautiful. Oh, it looks incredible, man. Might even get the drone out. Got it in the back. Yeah, f it. Yeah, I'm not near any houses. Yeah, let's get the drone out. Yeah, why not? But still, so we're at Talland. We've got a competition there next weekend. So today's just a little bit of fun. Those that you know, I've got flatty spots here. I've got bass spots here. Well, here, I say here. I come from here to get to them, but you know, yeah, it's far enough. Let's get this drone out. So, the viz was pretty good, but I wasn't feeling the best. I got in, my chest was really tight and I'm struggling to go over 30-second breath holds. I blame it on not having a cigarette in the morning. As weird as it sounds, it's the first morning I didn't have a cigarette, and it's probably my chest being tight from the day before. So I decided to take things easy. As you can tell, I'm back on the Rob Allen for today. I haven't had it out for a while and I thought I'd get it out and just see how it's shooting. Yep, I brought a bazooka to a cuttlefish party. I haven't had a cuttle in a while, so I needed the shot and I didn't want to spook it off. Bit overkill, but it did the job. So as we were slowly moving out to the spot, I was trying to figure out how I wanted to hunt, and I was waiting for some fish to show their faces. Struggling with my chest and still feeling really tight and not really being able to get past 30-second breath holds, I was really taking it easy until this dive. This dive I managed to pull off a 1:20 before I had to come up. This was the longest dive I took through the whole of the session, and that's purely because I saw a really nice sized bass in the distance. As soon as I clocked him, I got my gun ready, lined him up, made a few little noises to try and bring him in. But this guy was on Sunday mode. He wasn't in no rush to see me, he wasn't in no rush of curiosity, he was just chilling. Considering I was struggling with my breath holds, I probably did push this a little bit too much. I was okay and everything was all alright, but knowing my chest was really tight, I waited till he turned broadside, went to take the shot, and he was just out of range. So on this next dive, good school of bass come in, nothing really as size. I decided to hold out as long as I physically could to hope that something bigger come through. And whilst I was waiting, a big old mullet come cruising in. Lined up the shot. First fish on the float. So with my chest getting worse, I decided to get a little bit shallower and hunt in the kelp. I've dived down here and I've landed on top of a really good sized bass. Trying to aim up with his head, the angle was really wrong and I didn't want to shoot my double-banded Rob Allen into the rocks underneath me. So I ushered him out, tried to catch him, and he was just a little bit too quick for me. I stayed around in the area trying to find him, knowing he was still around, and pot luck, I clocked him in this little sand patch just relaxing. Lined up the shot, I gotcha. Ben also got a nice sized mullet too. After a really good shot through the brain, he went to go and retrieve it. It broke spear, but he managed to receive the parcel just fine. So, back to today. The viz is terrible, not gonna lie. So I moved into some sandier areas where the visibility was a little bit better. The kelpie areas were full of green algae. Upon doing so, I come across another cuttlefish. This is the second one in 1 week that I've seen. I love cuttlefish. I lined up the shot, took it, thought I had a really nice shot on it, until I went to retrieve my spear. I noticed I'd broke through the cuttle and was just hanging on by the membrane. Those of you that don't know, these guys have a really sharp beak, so trying to dispatch this was a lot of fun considering it was hanging on to a bit of membrane. We got the job done and we got him on the float. So after seeing no fish within about an hour and a half, I decided to pull the torch out and start looking in holes. As soon as I pulled the torch out, well, the fish must have sensed, because then they started to show. This little bass coming in, going, "I can see your torch, we're out, stop looking for lobsters." Now I hate it when I choose to hunt for something specifically and then something else comes across. If you're hunting for one sort of species or one type of thing, it's always best practice to just hunt for that one thing. Trying to hunt in holes and fish at the same time becomes very hard to do so. So I got rid of the torch for a bit and I landed in this area where the pollock and the bass were hunting on these bait fish. Nothing really of any good size, but I thought I'd hang around just in case something bigger popped out the kelp. So after this, I dived down here, spotted a bass. It was too small, and to the right was a really good sized bass. I took off the shot and I missed. Now this next dive, well, I'll let me talking after explain this, but I was popping down, I saw a really good sized bass in the kelp, and this is all the footage I got of this. Bloody hell. Just missed probably one of the biggest basses I've ever seen in my life. Bigger than my gun, man. So I was hunting in the kelp. I ain't got no footage of this, and this is why. I just kept seeing, I just knew it was quite a fishy area. So I started hunting within the kelp, and I dived down and I saw this tail just sticking out, big bass tail. And as I'm looking, I'm like trying to eye up where I can best get the shot, where its head is, and then the kelp moved with the wave. And I couldn't see his head, but his body went on for days, bigger than my gun, hands down. It must have been up there 70-80 centimetre easy. And I could just see the head really far away, and I'm about a metre off this fish, right? Oh man. And I've lined up the shot. My GoPro died. And those of you that ain't got a GoPro, when it dies, it goes beep, 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 beep. Yeah, that was enough to scare the shit out of the bass, wasn't it? He darted off, and all I saw after that was undersized bass. He was a chunk. That was hands down, that would have been my personal best. It was dead. It was all right. There's some life out there. Got a cuttlefish. We're gonna have a little cook up now. I'm gonna show you guys how I prep it. Easiest way to prep a cuttlefish and stuff. But man, that bass, like, I was getting cold as well, and I was gonna head in. And then after I saw that bass, I soon warmed up, I tell you. So I managed to do about another hour and a half after that. But absolutely gutted on that bass. But what can you do, eh? What can you do? So I'll show you guys how I prep the cuttlefish. We've just pulled up on the beach, and we're just gonna have a little cook up. Yeah, I think I'm ready for talland next Saturday. So as you can see, like, you might be able to see, you might not be able to see, but over there, that's Loo Island, and then just behind that, you got talland behind that. So yeah, it's a beautiful bit of coastline. I know that place at the back of my hand, what works, what don't work, what tide to hunt in, what tide not to hunt in, where to hunt, where the fish will be. So fingers crossed I can get it right on the day. It's going to be a little bit harder because there's going to be a lot more people in the water, but see how it goes, eh? See how it goes. I've got a game plan considering what the tide's doing. So yeah, I'm going to give it a go, and hopefully should be alright. Should be alright. Let's get this cook up going. Man, I'm clever, ain't I? Hell, man. So I brought all the gear down to prep the cuttlefish for you guys, and have a little cook up. And yeah, I forgot the stove. So awesome. Stove's up in the van, and van's up there. I can't climb up that, but I've got to go all the way down there, round and up the stairs to get to it. So I'm going to prep it here for you guys, and then we're going to head up there, grab the cooker, and we'll cook up the cuttlefish up there. All right. So guys, here we have it. It's the cuttle. Hopefully this is a good angle for you. I'm really low equipment in camera wise. Just got the GoPro, so not a bad size cuttle. Really bad shot on it, to be honest with you, but we got it on. So what I like to do is usually I have scissors or something like that, which is a little bit better. First off, remove the cuttle bone, get rid of that, yeet, and then from there I like to cut this membrane up. You've got this section at the side here, and it comes around here. Usually I'll use scissors for this, but because I've only got a fillet and knife, I'll persevere and just make cuts along this side here. Remember guys, this is a messy process if you get the ink sac, so it's always advisable to have a towel or something like that, and do the same the other side. Flip it, cut this little section off here, pull away the guts and the head, discard of that. Some people eat the tentacles, I'm not too fussed today, but yeet. As you can tell, look at the state of it, but whatever. We got some good cuttle. As you get your finger right in here, and you can just pull all that membrane away like that. Get rid of the membrane, yeet. Then you're left with the meat. I've got some bloody summer fruits Volvic water, so I'm going to give this a little bit of a wash down. Now it's always good with cuttlefish and stuff like that to pop it in the freezer for at least 24 hours. Breaks down all the enzymes and makes it a little bit more tender, but I haven't eaten today, so once you've got your meat cleaned up as best you can. Now that's probably as good as it's going to come when I've got my little beach one. Just like to trim up the edges, and there we have it guys, all prepped, ready to go. So I'd cut them into strips, some good sized strips, just lattice each individual one, not enough to go all the way through, but just enough. And then on the other side, nice bit of salt and pepper, coat the hell out of them. And there we go. That's ready for the pan. Oh man, I can't believe I forgot the stove. So, bit of oil. Now, while that oil's doing its thing, the main important thing about something like squid or cuttlefish is 2 minutes. No more than 2 minutes. Pan flash fry for 2 minutes, no more. If you go over, then you'll be there for 2 hours, all right? That's the rules. Before 2 minutes or 2 hours, or otherwise it will taste absolutely terrible. Oh, that's hot. Well, have a look at that. That is beautiful. Oh. Can't beat a bit of cuttlefish, I tell you that. My most favourite eating fish in that ocean is this. This weren't the best. A few small bass. That one big stonker, bloody hell. How I miss that. Blame that. Just filming me right now. Gutted. So till next time guys, which will most likely be next time I'm in, is at the BSA talland competition. I've got my game plan. Could be alright. So join us next week and we'll hit the BSA talland comp and hopefully come out with a stonker. Till next time. So guys, the competition and what you need to do. On the vlog days road trip video, I need you to head down to the comment section and I want you to scrub back through the video and I want you to put in the comments how many times did I shoot at a fish, whether I hit it or didn't hit it. The intro is not included. Throughout the whole journey on the road trip, how many times did I shoot my gun at a fish? If you get the right answer, you will be entered into the draw and get a chance to spin on the prize wheel. That's it guys, and I'll see you on the next one.